Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Brown. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Second Chance. Today, my guest will be Ms. Sheila Kirby from Fill My Cup. Please just sit back, grab your pencil and paper, and enjoy some of this great information that she will provide us about GED program. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Second Chance. Today, my guest will be Ms. Sheila Kirby from Fill My Cup. Welcome, Ms. Kirby.
Welcome, Paul. Thank you.
Tell the viewing audience about yourself and Fill My Cup.
Well, Fill My Cup, we're an adult literacy and GED preparation organization here in Charlotte. We've been established, we're in our 7th year. Yeah, we work with adults that do not have their GED or high school diploma or need to learn to read or improve their reading.
Okay, so you were established 7 years ago?
Yes, here in Charlotte.
Why were you established? I mean, you know, what was your main goal as far as starting up Fill My Cup?
Well, just really wanted to be a servant and help others, but then I really began to really find out just how large a need there is, not only in Charlotte, but countywide, statewide, and nationally, of adults age 16 and over that do not have their GED or their high school diploma, or for that matter, even a 9th grade education.
What's the cost to attend Fill My Cup, your organization?
Well, there's no tuition charge to our students.
Okay, that's
Obviously,
great.
it costs to run the program,
yes,
so we always need support through donations and gifts and grants and help in that area. And volunteers help us staff our program mainly.
So how do you get your funding? I mean, how do we go about providing donations to you? I mean, because it's a great program.
Well, we have definitely online giving, and that you could go to our website, which would be www.fillmycupliteracy.org. And on our donate tab, someone could donate to us. They could be a one-time giver or a partner, a friend to Fill My Cup, and give monthly. That would definitely help us a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Where's Fill My Cup located at in the Charlotte community?
Our Learning Center is located at 600 Siegel Avenue, which is on the corner of Siegel and 10th Streets.
For such a good program, why hasn't the community heard anything about you? I mean, this is basically the first time I heard for such a program like that. I mean,
well, our program has been pretty much going into specific communities. As we've grown here in recent years, we've becoming more widely known countywide, but we would be in certain communities, housing communities run by Charlotte Housing Authority. We've been in several of those communities and in neighborhoods. So, but now we're becoming more known countywide and statewide.
Okay, the age group, how old would you have to be as far as to be a participant into your program? What's the earliest, or what's?
Age 16, and that definitely caters to the high school dropout. Yeah, age 16 and over, so there's no limit. However old a person is, if they want to improve their reading, improve their writing, improve their spelling, work towards getting their GED, we can help serve all that.
Why is there such a big need for GED and literacy program in our community?
Well, not having that basic level of education or adult basic education really becomes a barrier for people that do not have that education. A barrier in the sense, filling out job applications when you're seeking employment, it becomes a barrier. One, the employer is requiring it, and pretty much most employers now do require a GED or high school diploma. And then the other challenge, of course, is that you're not even able to complete the job application. So that is definitely a challenge, which we have served student participants that encounter that, and it is very frustrating and disappointing, but it is definitely a challenge that can be overcome by seeking out literacy services such as we do at Fill My Cup, or that we provide.
That's great. That's great. What are some of the reasons that someone may give you as far as why they left the school system to begin with?
Yeah, that pretty much is varied. We do touch on that when we do our registration process, just based on how much the student would like to share with us. Many times people will put in a certain category by the public school systems, maybe because they were a different kind of learner, or they were not placed maybe in the appropriate learning setting. So that could have a lot to do sometimes. And then you have the discouragement, or people buy into the label that others have placed on them. So that a lot happens more probably often, and has happened, that we probably really want to acknowledge, but I believe that happens a lot as well. And still too, people have dropped out of school as youngsters because they had to help their family. Maybe they had to go to work.
Correct.
Years ago, that kind of thing, and I'm sure it still happens today, to help the family. So it's really a major sacrifice that is really becomes a barrier, which is can be a challenge to overcome.
Do you feel like that lack of education is a part of our crime rate being at what it is?
Well, yeah, even in just basic information that I've read, current events and that kind of thing, the prison and the jail systems even attribute. There's data out there that references, the relationship between people that are in jail or repeat offenders and their level of education. Many times it's a lower level of education. And many times people feel they don't have a choice, because their options by society standards are limited because of lack of education. So unfortunately they make the poor choice to do something, that might not work out for them or anybody else.
For someone who wants to come into your program, Fill My Cup, what would be like the first thing they would initially start doing? Okay,
they would need to call our office and schedule an appointment to attend one of our registrations. And our office number would be 704-605-4366. At that time, we would let them know when the next enrollment period would be. Normally it's on Wednesdays, but we would give them the specific date and an appointment to come in for that time.
And how long would that period be as far as from them starting your program and possibly getting that GED?
Yeah, that's the $1,000,000 question.
Correct.
That's for sure. We get asked that question all the time, but once a person would come in, the day they come in, they need to spend the entire day with us from about 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And during that time, we will pretty much get through most of the process with them registering, and then also doing some testing or assessment testing so that we can determine at what levels they currently are, and that's whatever level they are, non-reader all the way up to someone ready to study for their GED. That is fine. We meet people where they are. As a tutorial service, that's what we do. And with that, once we would get those results back from that testing, then we would be able to sit down with the person based on the goals they have and devise a study plan. And from there, then plug them into, if you will, the services that we have, the small group tutoring, the one-on-one tutoring, the independent study, all those things working together to help them achieve their goals.
Self-esteem, I know that has to be a big thing for someone up there in the ages that's trying to get their GED, but self-esteem is so low because I don't want to be in there trying to get that service.
Right.
How do you deal with that type situation?
Well, that's a good point that you brought out, Paul. Integrated into the academic services that we provide.
Yes, ma'am.
We've also included a life skill component, wherein in life skills we do our volunteers and work groups talk about the self-esteem question, that even though I might have not been so successful in a given area, the fact that I'm here trying to obtain or move forward in this area, that's a great thing. So the student really should feel good about that. And bringing those kind of points out. Also, our life skills, we talk about some resume, how to do a resume building, the importance of one. What about some interview skills? So our life skill components, we do integrate that into our academic skills that we provide as well. And in realizing, as you had brought out, that that's really foundational for a person to move forward.
Correct.
In any big challenge, that's before them.
within your program, what would you consider to be the success rate for those who's started your program to actually getting a GED?
Well, of those students that we have referred to CPCC to obtain their GED, we do have a 95% success rate in that they well surpass the minimum score and pass the study, the test, the individual test, and the overall GED as well. Even one of the chief examiners at CP has commented that our students are very well prepared when they do come. And then on the other end, before we refer our students to CPCC to take the final exam, we send them with the paperwork or referral package, and all they have to do is really go schedule their testing time, pretty much, at CPCC. Our students are well prepared, and we're not pretty much going to just send them over there not well prepared.
Does an individual has to put in a lot? I know they have to put a lot of effort in as far as getting that GED. But what about those who don't want to really put in that 100% effort? You know, the ones that come there to your program and not there for the right reason.
Well, and that's here again another good point, because what we don't want to do, we don't want one person to sink the ship, so to speak. So what we do have an orientation, and we're in a process actually really just enhancing that even, so that early in the process we can determine if a person is really serious about doing what it takes to be successful in our program. Meaning that, you know, if you will, that they're going to bring their A game. They're going to get the rest they need so they can focus, and really just try to take care of themselves as a whole person, even. If they need a referral for some other challenge they're having, because a lot of people could come to the table saying they want to improve their literacy, but they might have some other life challenges that really would hinder them from doing that. So what we're establishing, even more so, a stronger referral process, so that when new students or new people registering for our program come in, we can hopefully, I mean, it's more of a self-identifying kind of thing, but if they have a struggle in a certain area, then perhaps we can refer them to another community resource to help strengthen them in that area, so that when they come to us or come back to us, they can really move forward.
Are you involved with certain agencies as far as like transportation or something? Because I know there may be some people that don't have vehicles or something and may not have a job to get to your program. Do you have any type of referral that they can probably go to as far as getting that transportation?
Well, sometimes the students we get are referred to us maybe from Department of Social Services or another agency. So there are many times students have access to the transportation to help them overcome the transportation barrier, maybe from another agency that they're being referred to us from. We are able to help them in the sense of, from a discount standpoint, if they're going to purchase a bus pass. So we do have a partnership with CAPS because of our nonprofit status, that we could get help them get a discounted bus pass, help them purchase it. But so we do have that available. But here again, if there's anyone out there that another agency or someone that we would like to partner with them to help with that transportation challenge, that would be great. They can give our office a call.
Okay, Ms. Kirby, we're going to take a break right now.
Okay.
Audience, we'll be back in just a second with Ms. Kirby from Fill My Cup.
Hello, my name is Sheila Kirby. I am the Executive Director of Fill My Cup, Adult Literacy and GED Preparation Services. You may feel free to contact our organization to volunteer, donate, or support us in any way that you can by calling our office at 704-605-4366 or visiting us at our website at www.fillmycupliteracy.org. Thank you.